Have you ever wondered why we experience déjà vu? Déjà vu is that strange feeling that you've lived through a moment before, even though you know it's the first time. But did you know that there are different theories about déjà vu and that some people are more at risk to experience it? By the way, it's possible to have a reverse déjà vu. More on that later in the video. The term déjà vu comes from French and means already seen. One of the scientists' theories is that the medial temporal lobe of the brain, which handles memory, can sometimes get stuck. It triggers a sense of familiarity even though you've never experienced that moment before. In this theory, your brain tricks you. It gets stuck and then processes the same scene twice. The first time is so quick that you don't even notice. The second time, you feel like you've seen it before because your brain had briefly processed the image. This is called the split perception theory. In rare cases, it also happens in reverse. But before we get to that, here is the strangest theory on déjà vu that some people actually believe. It's called the parallel universe theory. I know, it's weird, but some people believe that déjà vu might be a glimpse into a different plane. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? And it actually is. In the movie The Matrix, Neo sees the black cat twice and says, "Déjà vu." In the story, this is a sign that something has been altered in the Matrix or that parallel realities are connected. Of course, this is not a real theory. If we stick to the facts, studies on déjà vu conducted by the Cleveland Clinic indicate that about 60 to 70% of healthy people experience déjà vu. Déjà vu tends to be more frequent in the age group of 15 to 25 years because younger brains are more active and prone to these small glitches or split perceptions. So, what increases the likelihood of experiencing déjà vu? It's obvious. Stress. Stress can cause confusion between recent and old memories, making the brain process older memories faster than recent ones. And not to scare you, but in rare cases, frequent déjà vu can be a sign that something is wrong with the brain. When it occurs with symptoms like confusion, headache, loss of consciousness, and seizures, it can indicate serious conditions like epilepsy or brain damage. And it's important to see a doctor in such cases. But generally, déjà vu is just a fleeting memory illusion. Speaking of illusions, there is another phenomenon similar to déjà vu, but in reverse. Imagine doing something routine like writing your name and then feeling like it's the first time you've done it. This is jamais vu, also from French, which means never seen. This phenomenon tends to be rarer than déjà vu, and scientists attribute it to repetition. When you do something repeatedly, your brain can get so used to it that it stops recognizing it as familiar. For example, have you ever looked back at a word you know well and suddenly it looks strange or misspelled? That's jamais vu, which means you can have a moment where you feel like you're doing it for the first time, even though you've probably done it 1,000 times before. If you found this interesting, YouTube thinks you'll like this video next.